And we are live.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Uh, we are in January 2026. Is our first show of the year. Today we're gonna have a Holke79. It'd be a pleasure to talk to him through. And but just before we jump in and present him properly, let's play the show reel in case no one knows who he is. But it's funny as well because Hulk just told me he didn't have the show reel for so long and he got so motivated to do the show reel. So
Yeah.
let's see where we're going. Give me 1 second to share. Cool. And you guys should be able to see this.
Yep.
Was Matt, I was so naive. Stuck on the counter, man, he was gonna lose. So show me the ropes, girl. I mean, literally. First time he made it, I wept so bitterly. Show me love me. Show me a kid. Show me love me. I just swear. Hey, baby, it's something real mean. But I'm asking what's new Halloween. I didn't understand all the whips and chains. Now I know the names of all the arteries and veins. Show me you love me. Show me you can. Show me you love me. You really have fun down there.
Very nice.
Como si supiéramos lo que es un juego en el fondo y sobre todo lo que es la imaginación.
Oh, cool.
So it's the first one I got since like maybe 6 years ago. So
That's
you,
nice.
you,
Wow,
you
that's a long
motivated
time.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's always a good reason to have a new show reel. I'm trying to do mine as well. But before we jump on the show, can you introduce yourself? Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna introduce you
Yeah.
better. Who is
Yeah, I think
Hulk79?
who is Hawks? And that's a very good question. I would not be able to answer that. But yeah, first thing I want to thank you because this is such an honor being, the people that's been before me here is like all are idols, like for me. So I don't belong here, but thanks either.
You do.
Well,
You totally
everyone
do.
below here.
I don't
Everyone
know. I
below.
don't know. But yeah, I'm Borja Holke. I work as Holke79, which is Holke is my surname. And I'm a motion designer. I started working in 2003, so long way. And now I'm specialized in, let's say, animating typography, the thing that I do the most. But I've been a generalist like for, I mean, until since 15 years, like working as a generalist. I've been in many places, and now I'm very happy and honored to be part of Man vs. Machine, which is a fucking dream for me. So yeah, that's it. I mean, an old guy animating stuff is who I am.
That's cool.
Very
I
nice.
didn't know you are you working full time on Men's Versus Machine now?
Yeah, I'm part of the staff at the moment. Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
that's cool.
like yeah 2 years now. So it's times
Oh,
fly
great.
when you have fun.
Times fly.
Yeah.
Times
How do
fly.
you find it? Well, first of all, I guess being freelance for so long and then now you're full time. Like, how do you find the transition to full time working? That kind of side of things. But
That's a
also,
good. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, but also, obviously, you work remotely as well.
Yeah.
So how do you find the pipeline and getting stuff done?
It's a super interesting question because before joining the team, I was a freelance. It was a period of 5 years, so I was super happy being a freelancer. It was a struggle, obviously. It is a struggle, but I really loved this kind of freedom and organizing my time and so. So it was at the beginning. It was rough, even if it was for my Mr. Machine, which is like it's so great to work with them. But going back into a routine, it was difficult for me because I'm not a very not very used to that. So it was transition for sure, but they made everything so easy and so interesting working for these guys. Which it was but it's obviously it's a very different lifestyle, being a freelancer,
Yeah.
and it's you. But in a way, it's like way easier, as you know very well.
Yeah.
And then working remotely it's a bit, it's very convenient, but also a bit dystopic. I mean, because we are quite old, so I was in many different places physically, so I miss that a little bit, and I have not the chance to go to London as much as I would like.
Do you find that so obviously you've been working with Manversion for a couple of years now, like you build like almost like an online persona of somebody through working with them, but then obviously when you meet them in person, it could be quite a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, like the thing is that I only been there like 2 times, so I don't know the guys very well, but I must say that I feel kind of the same. So they are very genuine people. But it's kind of surreal as if I meet you, Thiago. For me, you are like this telepersonality. Like it's for like
Yeah.
it's like it's always
You're a
super exciting.
YouTuber.
Yeah. You are like
Yeah.
this.
I think I don't know, it's like, even when we spoke before, I think years ago, I tried to hire you to Cookie, and but it was to bring over because before no one really did remote work.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it's funny you say, you kind of, I think we're more old school, we kind of miss that connection with people. And for me, I don't know, it's quite hard. It's quite funny to see where we are talking about how the industry is changing the last few years, but it's crazy because you work with people from everywhere in the world nowadays, and but it's still feeling that we're missing the real people.
Yeah, I think that COVID was this very super disruptive moment where everything changed, and now we are kind of figuring out what's the right balance. But for me, for example, I would love to move to London, but the things I have 2 kids, and also it's not that easy. But if I would be like younger, I would be there. I mean, I don't mind where to live. I would be there tomorrow. So, but it is difficult because people, you tend to stay at home. Then it's more difficult to go out, to go to the so it's like this kind of situation where I think that they should know that it's so fucking fun to be around,
Yeah, I
all the
think it makes a
designers
huge
who are fun
difference.
people, like, so you need to go out and move to the studio and spend some time with your peers because it's the best.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I think it's one of the main reason we keep, after the pandemic, we kept the live show, every 2 months going on because people was really missing the connection, especially after the pandemic, everyone started suddenly working remote, and people was really asking us when we get back. But I wanna rewind a little bit, and because I know you worked for so long, and as you said, you always been a generalist. But for who see, there is a massive transition. You went from a generalist to more focus on typography, kinetic typography nowadays. When that happened and why, what did you feel that transition? Did you get in love with that? What was the main reason?
It's a survival thing. Like I was all my career was trying to keep up to what's needed because here in Spain the teams were so little, and the budgets were so limited that I was in different studios like or advertising agencies that doing so many stuff, even being the camera operator. I mean, so many stuff. I was the video guy. I was sent to the street even to make interviews, like so many things. Then you jumped into a motion graphics studio and you were like, oh, I made it. And then you need to do 040 and this, everything, packing everything. So there was a moment it was so exhausting that I was trying to avoid some things. So at the beginning it was like, okay, I'm not the guy. The first thing that I said it was like, I'm not the guy for photorealistic shit. I'm not that guy. And they were like, but you can do it. No. So that was the first moment. And then I started to just say no to things and try to, what's the thing that I like doing. And then the thing is like, if I look back, I started at the 90s, I was a teenager, but I had this music band, and I was the one that made the posters and stuff. So I became super obsessed with letters. I didn't know it was typography, but I remember going through books. I had no computer, and just copying them and stuff. So it was like, okay, I found it fascinating, letters. And then after all these years, I came across this guy, Nikita Ifiev, which is, I think, is in London. And it was kind of the first that I saw using typography in an incredible way. I really felt like, okay, that's so cool. When you see something, happens a lot, but sometimes it's like, obviously you see a Pixar movie and there's no fucking way you're gonna do it. But I saw this guy moving letters and I was like, okay, technically I can do that, and it touched me. So I was starting to copy him, obviously, and just trying to figure out stuff. And I was like, okay, this looks good. And then I came Domestika, this online platform, e-learning platform, came to me. Well, I was the other way around, actually. I was chasing them to do a course and stuff. And I did the first one. And I told them, okay, the second one I'm going to be doing about kinetic type. And they were, what's that? I said, you tell me. If anyone comes and say they're going to do that, you tell me, because I was first. Because I was searching around about that, tutorials and stuff, and there was nothing. And for me, it was like it came so natural to me. So I kind of, this thing where, as a motion designer, as a graphic designer, you are always like jumping on waves, on trends. You need to be on this, on that. But I always kind of have chosen my waves.
Yeah.
I always looking at trends, but whenever I see something that I really like, I'm really into it. It's like, okay, I need to do that, and I like that. So it's not that I'm trendy per se, but I'm more like, I see opportunities in the trends that are around. Some of them, for example, we are going to talk about it, but artificial intelligence, I don't like it. I tried it and I really hate it myself. I respect it, but I don't like it. So I try things out, and whenever I feel like it clicks, I really get into it. So the thing is that, long story short, sorry, I'm talking so much.
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I made this course for Domestika and really exploded. Like, it was like that course sell was it was massive. So I became kind of a kinetic type animator, and I have this. And I was like, okay, this is the moment to go full in. I'm going to label myself as that, as such. And then obviously, like all the clients and studios that were before working with me before, they knew that I still did other things. But the front shop was like kinetic type.
Did you, it's just for me to understand, because it's one thing, like for anyone who goes to your Instagram or, see you did the course, it's kind of the front, the kinetic. But did you start getting a lot of work? People contact you to get a lot of work with kinetic typography as well, or it turns to be more like, let's say, a hobby, than you did and you keep doing, or that helps you to bring a lot more work related to kinetic typography as well?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it would answer, like, does it work really? Like what you saw, and it worked for me. Like, maybe like fresh clients, 80% they ask for something that they watched, and yeah, it really works, and it's fascinating, how you can change the paradigm or the work you do by really focusing on that. I know it's a bit scary for some people. Like, okay, they know they are doing they have different hats, but they like doing this, but they are so afraid of, if I go 100% for it, maybe I have not enough like income, and that's scary. But it worked,
especially
for me,
with family as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
I think that the key here is you want to specialize. You need to
you want to be the go-to person for that thing,
and also like to keep your clients kind of in the loop. Okay, I still do that stuff, or have a show reel, generally show reel, to show them or stuff. and then you push like Instagram for the other thing. So you need to have a plan. You cannot go like reckless. Okay, I like this, and you maybe you're not good at it or something, you know. So, but yeah, I think that it's like for me it was a process of avoiding things and also trying to search. And also, I'm from Spain, so I wanted to work less and have more money. so it's the way. So it was that. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's a funny to see, especially I think for people watching, when you say, "Oh, I'm working for Manzar's machine," and when suddenly looking on Instagram, all the kinetic typography, you'd never really connect one thing to the other, you know. So it's quite nice to see, it, because for my understanding, for what you're saying, you're still doing all the kind things behind, but you're pushing. It's like a parallel kind of work wise, and you push one more like the artistic way, I would say, and the other more like the, let's say, the business and makes the money way as well. No?
It's like you need to still, but it's what they always say is like you need to put onto your showreel and your portfolio things that you had fun doing.
You need to show what you want to do on the showreel.
What you want to do is not like when you are starting out, like you do these self-initiated projects with Coca-Cola, very silly thing. Okay, this looks like professional stuff. It's not that. It's more like doing stuff, uploading stuff that's cool, but main thing is like you have fun doing it.
You want to show that passion. Because people want to work with people who love what they do, because you'll always get like a better product, or just you'll have a good time making it as well.
That's super important. Go ahead.
I think it also is quite funny to see. It's not funny, but because like the kinetic typography way, like most of the people, especially like the old school, we used to do. It used to be a trend like few years ago when we used to do with cameras and things like that. It used to be like
I always think of Simon Robson. There's definitely a trend for that style of kinetic, but this is the stuff that you do is completely different.
It's more a modern version. But if we really look, because I think you took in another dimension, is this, and then you start doing it and producing and showing that constantly, and especially I think is what we just said, putting the show reel. The more the clients see, the more they ask you to do. I always like to say, clients normally are gonna use that phrase, but they're supposed to be creative, but they always come with a copy of something, or they saw something on your show reel. Oh, we have that? And say, yeah, but can we do something? No, we wanted that.
They want that proof of concept without taking the risk.
Before taking the risk. So I think that constantly putting up on Instagram and showing you doing that, I think that makes attract more on that direction as well. No?
Yeah, it feels to me like I'm going around, I find things and I need to show that. But those are potential products in a way per se. It's like they are kind of new solution, or kind of it is always to me like it needs to be like feel a little bit different. It's not nothing new. There's nothing new, but feels like slightly different.
Sometimes it's the way parts come together. Like maybe this element and this element are new, but maybe when they're put together, they complement to make something more interesting and a bit different.
Yeah, and also another thing that's funny is like I said that it was a long time since I got my last reel, and another thing for me that was really like clicked with Instagram is that I found that it was very feasible to do these short loops. Instead of and that's if you watch the show reel that you showed before. The last part is just a chunk of a piece. And I put that there because that was the last thing that I did that was like this kind of motion graphic, medium duration piece with a little bit of narrative of that. And I was also avoiding that because I like that, but it was so exhausting to do that. I think you should know about that. When you start doing this self-initiated animation and you want to tell some things, and then it's like this 45 1 minute, and it's so much work, you know. It's like and I was like, okay, I'm also super impulsive and super I need to finish things, to start another one, because it's the way I am, and you know that's
It's nice to have those ideas that are very self-contained. You know, you've got like,
yeah
you give yourself like, say, 5-10 seconds, and you can really hone it in, and just
yeah
and then once that's done, it's like, oh, relief, and then on to the next one. I think
yeah
that's quite nice. Like you were saying, like making short films. As much as I love making narrative and short films, like it's a long haul. And Instagram nowadays is not just Instagram, social media and the world
yeah
in general is they want to see something quickly, otherwise people forget about you.
yeah
So like short films are great, but they're just not indicative to that way the
Mhm.
modern world is anymore. If you want to promote yourself, that
Yeah.
is.
So it was kind of the right solution for me. It's not like, yeah, I don't even think about, because I hate this short attention span that's nowadays. I think that's not good. It is the way it is, but I think it's not that was good for the brain. But it was more like me being this lazy motherfucker. I wanted to, I wanted to be able to produce cool stuff and keep the ball moving. So that's why
That's that's not
Instagram for
lazy.
me. No, I
That's
mean,
motivated. That's
yeah,
motivated.
but if you
And
think
also, you
about,
said
yeah,
it's make it you from Spain. It's you don't need to be from Spain, but everyone want to work less and make more money, no?
yeah, I mean, that's the goal of life
Yeah,
for
true.
sure. But yeah.
So
But
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
so your work is very much like you're saying you were inspired by like magazines and what have you. You can definitely see it feels like there's a bit of almost like, I don't know, like punk rock and skate culture, but not necessarily grimy or gritty, but like definitely in terms of like the bold type and the colors used. Everything seems like, I don't know, like the animation is very simple, but
Mm,
in a good way, very concise, but and makes everything just work. But like I was kind of wondering, like with previous trends, sometimes a designer will be known for a style or whatever, and then after a couple of years, it'll be on to the next one, and they'll fall out of favor. So how, like with your work, how do you keep it fresh, and how do you still keep it, still keep on top of it and keep on, not on trend, but because you're not really bothered about trends, but like
mhm,
I don't know, not forgotten about, I guess.
mm. I don't know, man. It's like, I think it's the way I work in a way. It's not like, so I need to put things together in kind of a new way, or push something a little bit farther. And I always, for example, I was watching, I really admire Matt Boys. I think it's the best.
Yeah.
It's just the best animating
Yeah, I was
typography.
going to comment because
It's
doing similar,
so
but it's
different,
completely opposite.
but he's
Is
way better
great.
than me. You know, he's the man. You know, the way he designs, the way he animates, the amount of secondary animation, the
Mm.
details there. I cannot do that. You know, that's so difficult. It's so much time, so much like attention to detail. I really admire the guy.
But
And
your animation suits your style, and his animation suits his style. It's not.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
it's
just
really
different.
funny because it's different. It's
but I
different
think,
design, it's different style of
yeah,
animation.
I think it goes from the way I am, because I'm very like jumping from one thing to another. So I think you seem like the same, James. You have there like the techniques, and feel like you have
Sometimes,
many
yeah.
many interests, and
Yeah.
that's like, it's if whenever I, for example, I'm working for the studio, I can focus on something. I really can hone it. I really can spend time because I have the discipline. But if it's for myself, it's like I try to
Yeah.
find something, and it's not working. I try another thing until I find something, and can be anything, can be a typography, and the way I play with kerning. It's like I see it when I have something, I can see it. And other times it's just like, it's just the message. Like for me, it's so important to, because I have this platform. I sometimes I just need to see to say some specific things that cross in my mind. I think so. I'm very lucky also, like to have this platform to just talk about stuff. It's like so interesting a way for me. But I don't think I have a style. I don't know, like.
So how did Man vs Machine come around? Were you freelancing for them and then it just turned into full time?
Yeah, kind of like that. They approached me 2 times, so I was not available, and then the third time they hired me.
All right,
So
nice.
super
Third time
simple.
luck.
Yeah. I was just amazed. The first 2 times I received the email as I work with my wife. My wife is project manager, and I told her, like, these guys, and it was no, those are like top notch, like for real. But I had no time at that specific moment. So even it's those moments where you hate being a freelancer. This
Yeah, it's difficult. It
it's
always happens like
difficult,
that.
but you need to also, it's very important to be able to say no whenever you are busy or you have no time.
Yeah.
And if they are really interested, they should come back maybe. So it was just like that. And I think at that specific moment, I would only go into a studio like that full time or
Mm.
something at that level, because I was very happy as a freelancer. Like, I liked.
Yeah, that's I have a question about that because I don't know. We were saying in the beginning. For me, I've seen the industry, especially what we do in the last 4 years. We have a really high peak,
Mm,
on demand on the pandemic, and after the pandemic drops
mm,
really down. Not just what we do, but I think most of the creative.
mm,
But I've been seeing a pattern happen quite often in the last year and a half, 2 years. A lot of people freelancing is
mhm.
start accepting full-time work. This is something I would say before pandemic would
Mm.
never happen. It used to
Yeah,
be really difficult because people was everyone always super busy. They could pick
yeah,
the work, they
yeah.
could do. To, is this something happen for you? But do you see this as a pattern? Do you think it's because the industry is low at the moment and a lot more people is moving into like full-time positions, or also because it's something we always discuss, like as a freelance
Mm.
you can do a lot more money, but
Yeah,
also you jump job to job and you're never really part of the creative team in a level that you can develop and grow. When
yeah,
you work as a full-time as a career, you can
mm,
grow as further than a freelance.
yeah.
How do you see that? How was for you?
Yeah. In my case, it was like, for me, the main thing is like progressing. So whenever I feel like I'm not learning something as a designer, I feel super bored. So I was learning a lot of stuff, a lot of shit as a freelancer. Like every time, every new project, I was learning stuff, and I like that. So for me, it was not for security or financial security. It was more about, okay, mom versus machine. I'm going to learn a lot. It's a great opportunity for me to learn so much, and just it felt like really right at that moment.
Mm.
But at the same time, like, I think it's a very clever decision when things are rough and financially and stuff to get into a bigger boat. It was not the reason for me, but I can see that in other mates, freelancers. I mean, I know super talented guys around here that are scared because it's super uncertain. I don't know.
Yeah.
And for sure it went down in terms of the budget and the amount of work. So I think it's always been like that. Whenever it's like a crisis, people tend to try to be more secure, and
Yeah.
that's being on a
Every other day
bigger.
is a crisis at the moment.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
so much
Yeah.
instability. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. Like the uncertainty is like is huge now.
Yeah, it's kind of
uh
nice that like being, when you're freelancing for a while, it's nice to have the burden of looking for work on someone else's shoulders in a way.
yeah.
Like obviously you do what you can to bring stuff in for the company and for yourself, but to
Mm,
not have to worry about where the next paycheck coming from is quite,
yeah,
in this day and age, is quite nice.
yeah, yeah,
It is, and also you can plan. As it always has the pros and cons. I think as a
mm,
freelance, as a full time, but I think the main thing is it's a lot uncertain things going on in the world at the moment, and everyone is living this crisis. So at least it's like James said, every month you get the amount, you can plan your life. When you freelance, it's just going like, whoa, a roller coaster, and you can't really plan that.
Yeah, but in a way, I must say that like the previous 2 years being a freelancer, I was spending one entire month in summer as vacation. So
that is pretty cool.
one
Definitely
one
pros.
entire month, it was like mandatory. And so now I have a little less holidays, but still it's great, because it's paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
is your wife? She's a project manager. Is that right?
Yeah.
So does she work in the creative industry as well? Is it like a
Yeah.
creative household?
Yeah. Before she was in different marketing departments in different businesses, and also in the film festival, in San Sebastian Film Festival. So it's
All right.
yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah. So
Good.
and
Yeah.
and give me a very good image because she has perfect English and stuff. So it's like
Wow.
it works very well for me.
Do your kids like kind of understand what you guys do for a living? I mean, have they got that? I mean, every kid's creative in their
How
own way
old
anyway.
they are? Yeah.
Yeah, they are 13 and 9 years old. It's going to be 10.
Are they into design
you have
and
two
animation?
kids, Thiago, or how?
I have one.
One.
James had one. Yeah.
Okay.
And then James trying to make the second one together, but it's not working for some reason.
Okay.
It's because it's because you're down south and I'm up north. It's a bit tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a 9 years old as well. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Very close.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
age.
I think they know because I work at home and they come around and they come in the studio, and yeah, like they
like
play
your
with
work?
animation. Yeah, kind of.
Or are they like the harshest critics kind of thing?
Yeah, they don't feel it especially exciting in a way. It's like, yes, that is moving letters and making this and that. It's like they like more like the markers and the pencils and all that's around. It's more useful
That's
for them.
good.
Yeah.
When you're on holiday, you see a nice bit of typography wherever it is, like, oh, Dad's looking at kerning again or something like that.
No, I get that myself. I don't want to
Is
bother
there
them.
anything wrong with the typography on the back?
Maybe the Y and the O, they are a little bit off the kerning there. Yeah. And no, I know how to rest from my work, so I keep it out of my mind.
That's good, yeah, because especially when you do something constantly over and over again, you start getting obsessed with this kind of thing. And it's the same, like you said, like with posting on the Instagram, you get obsessed with the kind of a reaction and retraction that brings, like that's a lot of people doesn't really know how to manage that. It's good to, you can switch off.
Yeah, that's true. Like it can get not for me, but it can get into your mind, like, and affect you mentally. Some people like because it's like maybe it's your main channel to obtain work or to show your work. So it's this kind of tricky thing of how many likes or this or that. I see it more from a practical perspective. It's like if
That's
work's
good.
still coming, I don't mind if it's 200 or I don't know 40 likes. It's no difference for me. If I know it's good, it's good. It's like
That's good.
That's one of the nice things about if you're full time as well. It's much easier to leave work at work and like compartmentalize and actually have proper downtime. That's quite a rarity in this day and age.
Yeah, I think they say the human brain didn't develop as fast as the society developed, so we're still like a cave people, so like for everything for the brain, like when you eat or you used to need to hunt and get food, and so like nowadays we super on steroid for addiction. You get energy really easy with fat food, and you get like before you need to go out and meet people to get a hug, and that means a like. Nowadays you just go and you get like on the Instagram or whatever in the
I'll just
social media,
text
you
a
get
hug
like
to you.
Yeah.
yeah. But they say it's really bad. That's the problem with the addiction with the human, because the brain didn't develop as fast as the society. It's the same with the addiction with the endorphin when you play a video game. Before you need to go out and do things to get the same. But now you just play video game. It's like 100 times, 1,000 times, more stimulation for the brain without the brain know how to develop. That's being the biggest problem. So we
but
can
video
see a
games
lot
are
of
cool
people.
though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Also, to be fair, I think the good thing about video games, not that I'm an advocate for videos, I like video games, of course, but like at least it's problem solving. It's not just completely, click endorphins or like endorphins or anything like that. At least you're doing doing mental exercise. If it's a good video game, if it's like
it is a
the
good video
Coco
game.
Melon of video games, then probably not.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's I think in general, you need to choose what you're doing. Whatever you do doesn't really matter. Anything in excess is always be bad.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, but that's
So-
funny because, for example, like there was a time when in my career that I became obsessed with cinematography because I was feeling like sitting on a desk on a computer all day was not for me. So there are these moments through your career that I was sure that I liked movies and this and that. And then I was like, I don't know, a camera lands in your hands and you start getting obsessed with that. So I got super crazy. Like, it was like I got it nearly broke. I was doing short films as a cinematographer for free and music videos and all that. So, and that was because I was feeling like I didn't want to be stuck in a room indoors.
Yeah.
But it was mainly because of the people at that moment. I didn't like them. But
Did you put these things up? Do you have these things online for people watch?
yeah, I have even like a documentary out there and stuff. So yeah. That's like if I would start again in my life, I would be a cinematographer. Like I really
I
like
do
that.
feel like a lot of creatives, especially designers and animators, they go through a photography phase or cinematography phase. It seems like a fairly universal thing. But then because it's so closely linked, you're looking at composition and shapes and all that kind of side of things.
Yeah, it is. And then there is like the adventure of it. Like
Absolutely.
I was very shitty as a cinematographer, but I was jumping into a lot of things. So I remember once I was shooting a music video without budget at all the whole night through Madrid, and it was so exhausting but so crazy. So it just until dawn the whole night. And I remember it like as a great experience.
I think there's also the reality of cinematography. Like if it becomes your full-time job, I think we kind of romanticize it a little bit. Whereas you're working long hours or antisocial hours. I think it's difficult, especially if you have, again, like family and you want some downtime and stuff like that. Cinematographer is very, very difficult.
Yeah. I think for me it works as an amateur thing, as a non-professional thing. It's like it's great.
Yeah, I think it's like James said. I think it's part of the process as well. I think we end up trying quite a lot of creative things just to move, trying to get out of the desk and everything. I always try, to do the things more craft and physical as well, just to try to escape. But it's just like it's so alone in that world. Then you just sit on the computer the whole day, and it's nice to meet people and to share as well.
Yeah, that's you did a lot of stop motion, right, Thiago? Yeah.
I
All
used
the
to
Flash
do
projects.
that's how I started my career, and I always trying to do a little bit here, a little bit there. I just like mixed media more than it's just like the escape to. It's pretty much what you felt, going, out of the computer trying to shoot things. For me, it's the same. It's nice to have a little bit of like design something on the computer, animate something, but get out of the computer and produce that in the same way. So the mixed media for me always work really well.
Yeah, to touch things and to,
It's nice.
Yeah, that's important.
I think it's important, and I think it's also give us a different perspective, because it's sometimes it's just out of our control what we can do and how can do. When you're trying to do physical things, is no one do. and you need to really pay attention, you need to plan. And I think nowadays we see a lot more people, they just go for it, especially we call R&D nowadays, just you fucked up until something is good. But that's how it is nowadays. But you have more, I think when it's a digital, you have a lot more, ways to go around things, when it's craft, it's more planning. And I think I quite like that as well.
And there is more struggle, so it's more satisfying.
There is there is a lot more struggle. That's true. But there is more frustration as well in the way when things don't work,
Talking about that, I think that I don't like AI because I have no struggle. I tried once. I have many reasons to hate it, but I tried it because I'm a professional. I needed to try the tool. So I spent one day prompting and stuff and this and that, and the results were amazing, but I felt really dry at the end of the day. I had no fun. So just writing and waiting.
I think it almost goes back to what you said earlier about you got to feel the passion. And I think half the time the results that come out of AI, while technically are probably great or perfect as it were, you don't really see the passion or feel the passion. It feels sometimes it can feel really cold to me.
Yeah, it's true. But it's getting the subject of AI. I was watching quite a lot creative directors from Asians talking about, because everyone really trying to push AI as a final product, not as a tool. I think AI as a tool is excellent. There is so many tools that can implement on our work that can help. But I think last year they try too hard use AI as a final product, and especially with the young generation, they all felt that was really forcing them to like a product or something, and they really reject. So was not as well seen for the brands get involved. So they trying to do less and less this year, But I think it's anything new on the industry, people just trying to put that and see where it goes,
It's interesting that every other, if you're on LinkedIn or whatever, you get force-fed job descriptions or whatever from other folks, and half of them ask for like AI experts and stuff like that, and it feels like it's such, I don't know, if it's a creative job, then all right, you can mess about with it, whatever, but it seems a little bit weird to have that as a requirement.
It feels to me like I was thinking about how the motion graphics industry evolved, and it's kind of the same in a way, because at the 2000, motion graphics was a product, a finished product. So it was, always new, always the bugs, and the studios were like, and even the cake studios, you were doing new stuff, and it was so like the finished product. And now it's more like discipline, motion design, change the name. So we are more like helping companies like developing the motion for a brand or this or that. So it's more embedded in graphic design. Obviously, there are like the big studios that still do pieces that they are standalone things. And I think for AI is the same. Now it's like the product that is something new, and everyone is like super excited, but it's going to end like embedded in the process.
I think it's going to be part of a tool.
Yeah, it's like, for me, I mean, let's see how it ends, but for sure it's very disruptive and very very powerful.
Speaking of like tools, I don't mean Thiago. Like so you've been using Cavalry quite a bit as well. Like how do you find it, and also how do you go about incorporating it into your workflow? Like going between like Cavalry and After Effects.
That's a good question, because right now I have no After Effects on my computer.
Cavalry only, huh?
Yeah. No, I have no After Effects at the moment. I'm also in this computer, in the computer in the studio, yes, of course. But here, I always had like very shitty computers, always. So I'm not into hardware stuff. So I think that's one of the
limitations, man. Limitations sometimes bring out the best design.
I don't know. I think that's the only.
That's my excuse.
Yeah. But if you are a good motion motion graph, you should have good hardware. It's like it's part of being professional. But I always hated that. So now I have this old computer and it doesn't update anymore. So it's Windows 10 or something. So the other day I uninstalled After Effects. I tried to install it again, but the Creative Cloud only allows you 2 previous versions. I was like, fuck you, Adobe. I'm going to go full on Cavalry. So I don't know. For me, the way to integrate it is more like the thing is Cavalry is super powerful to create some specific things, so to say, or to create systems.
Yeah.
At least for me, I know that you can do like super powerful things and finished things, but I see it more as a way of creating items that I'm going to incorporate on a composition After Effects. So sometimes it's way more interesting the way or the outcome in terms of animating type or creating these kind of systems that are similar to MoGraph in Cinema 4D, super similar with fields and stuff. So I can always export that and import it in the same way it works with Cinema 4D. Like it's this workflow where I create something in Cinema 4D that's not feasible in After Effects, and then I bring it in After Effects to compose it. That's for me at the moment. That's the way, because for compositing is not there yet, and I think it's not the objective of Cavalry to be that kind of thing or tool.
Yeah, it's a complement.
Yeah,
rather than to take over, I think. But yeah, I love like I've not put much stuff online or anything online, but I've been playing around with it and I really enjoy it. But one thing I really like is like what you're saying, like system building. But like recently I did a project rebranding a TV channel, and I really pushed to use Cavalry for to deliver like a toolkit for the whatever. But they were like, no, we're all After Effects, we can't, whatever. Fine. But yeah, but to build like a toolkit for that would be amazing to use Cavalry, or just you type one thing here and it feeds everything through, and it's all what should we call it? All live, all active, and reactive. That's where I think it really excels. I just wish they would have got the license, because it would have been awesome.
Yeah. No, they're super nice people also. Like I have the access to Adam and Chris, and yeah, you can tell that they come from the motion graphic industry. It's like
I need to do a shout out for Adam thinking about it.
No, they are super nice. So I think it's not that it's going to take over After Effects. After Effects is the main tool, but for a lot of things it is way more. And for me, on top of everything, it's way more fun to work with.
I just like seeing the nodes. Like, as a visual person, I love seeing like nodes and how they all connect and interlink.
I'm the opposite. I hate. They make me nervous. I don't understand. That's very clever the way they did it. Like they say that it's like a node-based software, but so everything under the hood. So if you are scared of that like me, you don't see it.
You can just hide it.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. But yeah, they're making a terrific work developing it, and I think
it's
they're
been.
always listening.
I think it's been 7 years now. I think it just came on the LinkedIn. Arden is being 7 years there, so
Man,
it's crazy. Time flies. It's crazy. It's really weird to think. And also, I think the industry needed something, then to push, which a lot of the problems we have with After Effects as well. I think it's good to have. It's a lot of at least in the last few years. Sorry, we've been seeing a lot more software come, to compete with Adobe, at least to, level up and force them to bring.
Also, just stuff like AE scripts. The amount of amazing stuff on AE scripts, just because Adobe can't be asked and they're fixing the problem for them, or just standalone own little things anyway.
But I think that's what makes After Effects nowadays. Without the community, After Effects would be dead, and especially now with all, we're just talking about AI, but with ChatGPT and all that kind of thing, anyone can write a script to After Effects. It's not the time, like in the past, to learn to do expressions and things like that. You really need to know how to code. You don't really need to code anymore. You can create any script you want for After Effects just using ChatGPT.
But if you're using ChatGPT, how do you go about like problem solving?
But if you had any problem, you can put the problem you're having back on the ChatGPT and say what is the problem, and then he give you the solution as well.
Really? I wonder, like, I'm not from a programming background, but I wonder how efficient or how well it codes. I imagine it's.
I think it is, man. I think
right?
I talked to quite a few friends then that's coding. I'm not saying for After Effects, but it's like 10-20% of the coding nowadays. The rest is all
Really?
AI. Yeah. And I asked my friend, I said, oh, but I had the same question you say now. I said, but people, but the code comes like dirty. He said, man, the code is like 10 times better clean than I can produce myself. He said it's crazy nowadays.
Wow.
Because it's developed so fast. I think in the beginning, in the early days, maybe yes, but nowadays not.
I wonder if I can use it to code a new version of ChatGPT and then sell it.
That's clever. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can produce the new After Effects and sell. Sell back to Adobe.
Here's a version that works. I swear to you, I'm sure Adobe's got like the most amazing version of After Effects that doesn't crash, runs really quick, uses the GPU properly, but they just hold it back and just keep on
for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's all locked away in like in a safe somewhere.
It's just to produce the internal things for Adobe,
Yeah.
It's funny. It's not funny to think. So, tell me, because we've been seeing this transition. Where do you plan yourself, for the next few years, or you just go because you've been talking a lot. You're always trying to get into the trendy things and everything, but we saw you also move to kinetic typography. Do you have plans? Where do you see you in the next 3-5 years, or are you just gonna see where that goes?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I mean, I always seen myself as back in the day I have this Vespa, and I went through the traffic like crazy because my father is a rally driver, so now I'm in a bicycle, I'm more chill. But in that time I was a mod, and I was in the Vespa like full on. I remember going through Madrid and I was like, it's this metaphor of going between the cars. And it's always like you need to react to where the space is. And I like that a lot, that I was very close to be killed like 2 or 3 because I had some
feel
classes.
You. I have a Vespa and I drive like that.
like crazy. It makes any sense to go like racing in the Vespa, but I did that. And I always feel like it's the same in your career. You always need to be looking around where things are moving. Obviously, I'm in a very tight space, but I can change, and now I really like kinetic type, and I think it's just a way of doing something within the graphic design ecosystem that's going to still be there, because you can do things for opening sequences. I can work for brands. I can do a lot of different things. So I see myself, I don't know, like I would like to keep doing stuff, not managing people, stuff like that, because I like this. I like it like this. I'm a humble person, so I don't see myself managing teams. And on top of that, I don't like that. I don't feel like. So I see myself like doing shit, and if it can be like typography, great. But I consider myself a graphic designer that animates, so I'm up to whatever comes.
Do you think that the industry is still gonna? Do you see the industry still going and growing?
Yeah, for sure. The only thing you need to look at is like the amount of screens that we have around. That's the big thing.
Crazy.
That's a fact. So and as more and more and more, so everyone has a television in their pockets. That's a fact.
We need more content.
More content, that's for sure. So like the things that you need to position yourself. So there is not a motion graphic industry as such anymore. There are like 2, 3, 10 studios worldwide that they are still powerhouses, and you can try to get there, or you can go back into, this is graphic design. I always say that. And motion design, I say I'm a motion designer because it's easier for people to hire me but I'm a graphic designer. When someone that doesn't understand or doesn't know here in Spain, I say I'm diseñador gráfico. I'm a graphic designer. That's it. Because for me, animating is just another layer of my work. I choose colors, I choose the font, I choose this and that, then I animate it. And that's what makes a difference in a way, and because at the beginning I was so bad as a graphic designer that I started animating. It was
These
like,
keyframes will hide it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's not looking good, but it's moving nicely. So the beginning was just that, So, but you need to see yourself as you. I mean, I don't know. Some other people maybe are more to. I remember the other day I was listening to Rob Chew. This guy is an artist and a storyteller. So it's just a different story, like Chris Hewitt or these people, they ended up doing proper audiovisual content. Maybe you are that, you are a director. I'm not a director, I'm a graphic designer. So you need to see yourself, but it's not like before there is this motion graphic industry per se. That's gone. Now you have some skills, so you need to search for where's the place you want to be. Maybe you do like branding. I've been in branding too. I don't like it. So, but you don't. Those days they're not coming back. For me, it's like.
Do you think is it better to be a generalist or to be, and focusing a specific thing in our industry nowadays? Especially we're talking about the amount of screen and the amount of content, because even if you look nowadays, like you said, it's a mini TV. It's not just about the mini TV, like the amount of. I saw someone post on Instagram, I think this week or last week, they were looking for people then can animate and use Looty to create icons, like emojis. The level of the emojis nowadays, the animation on that is crazy. It's everything on the phone now animates. Every single click you do, there is a reaction on that. So, do you think, your perspective, is it better to be a generalist person that can produce different kind of works, or go back to be specific and focus on more, like we said, realistic or 3D? Or
I'm going to tell just my point of view. Like for me, being as specialized, it's better quality of life for me, and I think it's in all trades, professions. It's like that. The specialists they earn more money, and they know better what they need to do. So it's better quality of life, that's for sure. But that's not coming just from the beginning. So when you're starting out, you need to try different things out. So if you want to call that being a generalist, that's what you need to do, and that's common sense. You're not gonna jump into the industry and say, okay, I do only logotypes as a graphic designer. Maybe it works, but most likely it's not going to work like that. So you need to start like, okay, I'm a motion designer, let's say, not a graphic designer. Well, you have all these options. Firstly, you need to get into somewhere, because maybe 5% of the freelancers that they just start fresh as freelancers, they are successful. It doesn't work like that. You need to jump into somewhere, studio, an agency, to learn and to see how things work. So then there you should do like whatever is needed. It's not, you don't decide that. It's like at the beginning I did so many shit, like I worked in so many places. I can't remember, but all that was like this process of really understanding what you hate doing and you like doing. So the people, I've seen people super, super talented that from the first minute when they were on their path, like on their track, and they kept evolving on this very specific thing, and they have this very clear vision, but that's super rare. It's not like, so you need to start broad and messy and searching and being just keen to learn and to work, and that's it. Then you sometimes even it's like I'm super, super lucky because I have everything came together. Like I really obsessed with typography and animation, all that. But sometimes it's just like you are good at something, they pay you well, okay, keep doing it. Maybe it's not the thing that you like the most, but you can have hobbies also.
As long as you
true.
get something out of it as well, be it creative or monetary or something. If you get something out of something, then that's fine. Like if you're well paid but you're not enjoying it, then your light at the end of the tunnel is probably like, I can retire early or take a couple of months away or something like that.
Yeah, you can even use the money now. You can use the money to produce what you like as well, take time off.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the ups and downs. Cool. We're just passing 1 hour show. So should we ask last question, James? I can let you ask. I can see you want to ask something.
Okay. What was I going to ask? I had something written down.
Also, if I can, then just a guy ask for something after you, please, James.
Yeah, of
absolutely.
course, of course. Always free, always.
So, is there any? Have you had what's a client or a project that you'd like to do but you haven't done yet, kind of thing? Like someone you'd like to work with, or could be a person, could be a studio, could be a company. Sorry, could be a company.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, not very specific, but I always wanted to go more into culture, museums, music, everything related to arts and culture. For me, I really feel very nice working on those fields, even if there's no much money there. But
True.
that's like kind of the direction I had as a freelancer. I wanted to go into culture and arts because I respect that a lot. Not something super specific, but yeah, that area.
One of a guy I used to freelance with Superfad years ago, a guy called Ben DeCroz, and he does some amazing work, very kind of abstract stop frame animation. But he was originally from Melbourne, and now he's kind of like a content curator at one of their art galleries, like big museum art gallery kind of thing, like their version of MoMA or whatever. But he loves it, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about going to a museum and just walking around and seeing new stuff and the physicality of it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's like paradise to move. You come to Madrid, I don't know if you've been in Museo del Prado. That place it's fucking fantastic.
I feel bad. I've been quite lucky and traveled a lot, but I don't think I've never been to Madrid, and that's rubbish.
You need to go.
I've been in Madrid a couple of times, but I never been in the museum. Yeah, I think it was more like a quick trips. Yeah, I need to go this year as well.
We'll go together.
So
Let's go.
One guy was asking a question, and it's like, this guy is called Andromeda, and he asked, do creatives owe morality, or morality in this day and age can't exist? I mean, very obscure question. I think it's an important one. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, like morality, being creative. Is that necessary? Is that needed? Or you are just, it's enough with surviving? I mean,
but I don't know. We used to do back on the days. We used to do a lot of cigarette stuff in the studio, and who knows me? I never smoke, and I really hate. My grandfather died from that, and but I never But in the end of the day, was a time then we needed that money in the studio. So I had people to pay salaries and everything. So I took the job. But once the studio got in a sort of stage, I started saying no for that kind of job.
That's cool.
But to be honest, I don't know if I had that mentality anymore. There is things I probably wouldn't do. But it's all depend of, if how it is, if someone comes, what it is the job and everything depend of the situation, I think. But I used to have that kind of mentality to think, but we see all the time, like the government everywhere, they took so long to take cigarettes out of Formula One everywhere, and suddenly someone is getting a lot of money just to sell fucking vapes. So
it's ridiculous.
And it's ridiculous, so we fight so much, through time for that, and suddenly, you can see more realities. It's kind of I don't know. Maybe it's a cliche word. I don't know. But it's depends what it is, to be honest. In my opinion, at least.
Depends what it is and what your scenario is like at that time as well. Like if you can afford not, if it's something you disagree with, you can afford not to take it. Like
Yeah.
And I really don't like gambling, so I would probably never do a gambling advert, for example.
I did quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, I do think like with cigarettes and alcohol, gambling is up there, but for some reason it's totally fine to advertise it on TV. It's totally fine to advertise it in football
Everywhere.
and near schools and everywhere. And it's even in video games, you get like loot box dynamics, and then you get like in children's toys, you get what they call it. You don't know what's inside the box, so you're basically gambling whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's become so ingrained in society, but that leads on to real gambling, and no, it's like the slow creep. So I probably wouldn't do a gambling advert, or I wouldn't do a smoking advert, or alcohol's okay though.
Yeah.
If it's good alcohol,
Okay.
That's
I
the
think
difference.
it's like James said, it depends of the circumstance. We all have, kids here, if we if in the condition to say no, I think morality comes to a price as well. If you're on the condition, then you can afford to say no, but also if you can't afford to not put food on the table for your kids, I don't think that brings the same, on the scale.
There's definitely some hard lines though. Like I probably would never do a promotional piece for Putin, for example. Like that would be a straight up no.
Yeah.
Either for Israel, for me. Like
Yeah.
Human rights for me is paramount. It's not non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Cool, guys.
Cool. Thanks so much to join us, man. It was really great to talk to you. Yeah. It's nice to know a little bit more about you. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. I had a really fantastic time.
And let us know when you're in London, it would be always nice to meet for coffee. Yeah. And if you're around when we have the live show as well, come over, it'd be nice.
For a cake or a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got so our next live show is 10th of February.
10th of February. We announced on the Instagram already, and we have a few of the live stream also planned as well. So we keep the dates on the Instagram. So make sure you subscribe down here and follow us on the Instagram.
I'll be watching it.
Cool. Thanks so much. Thank you, guys.
Cool, man.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Take care. See ya.
Good evening.
That was good.
Cool. Yeah, good. That's nice.
We should get him to come over for a live show at some point. I think it'd be quite.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe a Christmas.